Hey everybody, Dr. Jesse Morris here. Hey, I know a lot of us are super busy and it can be hard to find time for self-care in your busy day. So what I wanted to put together for you today is a short and sweet low back workout that you can do just about anywhere. If I had low back pain and I only had a short amount of time to work on it, these are the exercises that I would do. These exercises are based on a kind of work called foundation training. And if you want to learn more about foundation training, check out foundationtraining.com. They have an amazing program. So I'm going to keep the descriptions of these exercises fairly short and really just guide you through the movement. We are going to be doing a little bit of work on the floor, so if you need to move to a carpeted area or grab a mat, go ahead and do that now, and let's get into it. Okay, we're going to start off with some decompression breathing. So what I want you to do is put your thumbs on the bottom of your ribs and your pinkies on your hip bones. That's a way to feel your ribs pull away from your waist as you're breathing. The idea with the breath is that we're going to inhale and lift the ribs up and try to leave the ribs inflated and elevated while we breathe out. Do this with me. Thumbs on the ribs, pinkies on the hips. Take a nice deep breath in and lift your ribs. Leave your ribs elevated and breathe out. 4 more. Breathe in, lift your ribs. Leave your ribs up while you breathe out. Good. Breathe in and lift. Leave your ribs up while you breathe out. Okay, we got 2 more. Lift the rib cage, breathe in. Leave it up while you breathe out. Last one, big breath in, lift your ribs. Leave them up while you breathe out. Excellent. Next, we're going to get into some hinging that's really going to help fire the stabilizing muscles of your low back. So, with the hinge, we want your feet shoulder width, just underneath the shoulders. One hand is going to go on the bottom of your ribs. The other hand is going to go down below your belly button. Now, the idea here is you want to keep your torso really solid. You're going to hinge your hips without bending the spine. Now, if your hands get closer to each other, that means you rounded your spine, so that's what we want to avoid. So your hands can be a way to feel your torso staying solid and your low back not rounding, all right? So let's start with this. Feet straight ahead, hand on the bottom of the ribs, hand down below the belly button. Okay, we're going to push your hips back, put your weight on your heels, and feel your hamstrings give a little stretch. Then we're going to stand back up. We're going to do 9 more. So 1, good. 2, keeping your torso nice and long. Good. 3, good. Weight goes onto the heels. 4, good. You want to keep the weight out of the toes. 5, knees are slightly bent. Good. 6, keep breathing. 7, 8, good. 9, weights on the heels, hamstrings kind of stop you, come back up. And 10, excellent. The next move we're going to do is called a founder. So again, firing those stabilizer muscles of the low back. We're going to stay with our feet shoulder width, feet are pointing straight ahead. Start with a nice deep breath and press your hips back. So it's the initial hinging position. Weights on the heels, hips are pushing back. We're going to bring our fingers together like we're holding a grapefruit. The hands are going to float up out front, right in front of the chest. And the idea here is your hips are pulling back, your hands are reaching forward, and we're going to hold for 3 nice deep breaths. Good, keep breathing, there's 1 breath. Inhale. For 2. Keep your weight back on the heels. Inhale for 3. Excellent. We're going to run through that series 1 more time. So, starting with our decompression breathing. Thumbs on the bottom of the ribs, pinkies on the hip bones, okay? 5 decompression breaths. Inhale, lift your ribs. Exhale, leave your ribs up. Inhale, lift. Leave your ribs up while you exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, breathe out. 2 more. Inhale, lift your ribs. Pull the belly in. Leave your ribs up, breathe out. Last one, lift the ribs. Leave your ribs up while you breathe out. Great. We're gonna go back into our hinging and back into our founder. This time we're gonna go slightly wider legs. So instead of just shoulder width, step each foot out just a little bit wider legs, just a different, some different muscles that are gonna fire. So, same thing, we're gonna go hand on the bottom of the ribs, hand down below the belly button. Remember, keep your torso elongated, keep it solid. All the movements happening in your hips. Hands where they're supposed to be. Push your hips back. You wanna load some weight onto your heels, right? Hamstrings are gonna get a little stretch. And we're gonna stand back up. 9 more. 1, 2. All right, you're doing great. 3, excellent. Weights on the heels. 4, keep breathing. 5, good, torso stays nice and solid. Good, 6, don't let that low back round. 7, nice, weight goes back. 8, 9, good. One more for good measure. Here's 10, and stand on up. Cool, shake it out for just a moment. We're gonna get back into that founder, and then we're also gonna do that with wide legs instead of the narrower legs. So, if your feet are shoulder width, you're gonna step out. A couple steps on each foot. So, getting into our founder, we're gonna take a nice deep breath, lift the ribs. Press your hips back. Good. Weights on the heels, sitting back on the hamstrings. Fingertips together, hold on to your grapefruit. Arms are gonna go straight up out front. Your hips pull back. Hold for 3 breaths. If you get a little wobble, that's okay. Weight on the heels, keep pulling those hips back. Stand all the way up. Okay. Next, we're gonna get down onto the floor for a few more moves that are gonna keep firing those stabilizer muscles of the low back. You're doing great. Stay with me here. So, we also at this point want to create just a little bit more mobility in the low back. So we're going to get into a basic cat-cow. So you're on all fours. We're going to inhale, arch the spine, look up towards the ceiling. So inhale up. Exhale, round your spine, look towards your belly button. Inhale, arch. We're doing 5 of these, by the way. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Last one. Exhale, round the spine. Great. From here, I want you to stay on all fours. We're getting into a move called a bird dog. Classic low back strengthening cross crawl exercise with a little twist. So from here, I want you to take your left leg and you're gonna push your left heel straight back. Your toes come towards the shins, so you're pushing through your heel. Your right arm is gonna come up and you're gonna turn the palm towards the ceiling. Now the idea here is your heel is pushing back, your hand is reaching forward, but the palm goes towards the ceiling. And you want to try to just reach your hand and foot as far away from each other as possible. We're going to hold for 3 deep breaths. Go ahead and hold, pushing your hand and feet away from each other. Great. Let's switch sides. So, both feet, both hands down. You're going to reach your right foot back, kick through your heel, left hand, palm towards the ceiling. Kick your right heel back, reach your hand forward with the palm up. 3 nice deep breaths. Good. 3rd breath. Now we're going to come on down to the floor here. Great. Now that you're down on the floor, we're gonna do a back extension. So just follow along with me here. What we're gonna do is squeeze your knees together. So you want your knees to squeeze. Your toes are gonna lift up off of the floor and toes come towards the shins, okay? Knees squeezed, feet up, toes towards the shins. Your arms are gonna be down by your sides and you're gonna hover your wrists and your elbows straight up off the floor. Your face is looking straight down. Don't crane the neck this way. Keep the back of the neck long. We're gonna come up and lift and hold for 3 breaths. So squeeze your knees, lift your feet, toes towards the shins. Hover your wrists and your elbows, look straight down towards the floor, hold for 3 breaths. Good, 2, last breath. Great, come on up. We're gonna do that little series one more time and then we'll be done. You're doing great, stay with me here. You deserve it. So, 5 cat-cows. Arch your spine, look up towards the ceiling, inhale. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Last one. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Great. Stay right here on all fours. We're going into a bird dog. So, left foot back, right arm forward, palm towards the ceiling. You're gonna kick your heel back, reach your right hand forward with the palm up, hold for 3 breaths. You're keeping to reach your hand and foot away from each other. Good. Good, last breath. Keep pushing your hands and feet away from each other. And come on down. Let's switch sides. So, right foot back, left hand forward, palm towards the ceiling, not reaching out this way. Turn it under. Kick your heel back, reach your hand forward. Push your hand and feet away from each other. Let's hold for 3 breaths. There's 1. There's 2. Keep pushing that hand and feet away from each other. Last breath. Excellent. Come on down to your belly. Okay, back extension, our last move here. Squeeze your knees together. Lift your feet, toes towards the shins. Hover your wrists and your elbows off the floor. Look straight down towards the floor so you don't crane your neck. Good, hold here for 3 nice deep breaths. Keep squeezing your knees together. Good, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Good, last big breath. Come up onto all fours one more time. A really quick child's pose just to give the low back a quick break. So, settle back onto your heels. Arms reach out. Just a couple breaths here. And come on back up. So, that was short and sweet. We worked the low back pretty well. If you have any questions about this workout, if you want some refinement, just let me know. I hope this is really helpful. I hope you're able to fit this into your day more easily. And as always, feel free to share this with your friends and family. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Cheers.